Hola, ¿cómo estás? Well, I told y'all that I was going to keep you guys up to date with my therapy journey, and I want to do it daily, so here I am. So basically, you guys, today was a heavy day. I will say that. Yes, I'm in my bonnet. I'm sorry, y'all, because my hair, you know what I'm saying? I think I'm going to just keep the bonnet. I mean, it just is what it is. I'll tell y'all what this. I didn't expect it to be a heavy day. I thought this was going to be, you know what I'm saying, light. You know, we was going to go over a couple rules. They were going to explain to us how this works. Yeah, all right. They did that, and then we got right into the mess. I'm not going to speak on anybody else because of confidentiality reasons, but that don't mean I can't put my own business out there. So we talked about traumas. I brought up a couple of mine. In order to do this, I feel like I want to be transparent with you guys. You know what I'm saying? I want to tell you guys everything, but then some stuff, you know, keep on the down low. You understand what I'm saying? But I told them one, which was experiencing domestic violence. I talked about childhood. You know what I'm saying? I told them, I said, you know, when I was speaking directly to the therapist, I was like, you know, I think a lot of things for me, I can't speak for other people, but it comes directly from childhood. I think that a lot of things in us are either formed or not, and it sticks with us through our lives. You know, when you think about unhealed people or people who are experiencing trauma, a lot of the times they'll talk about childhood, how one of their parents was, you know, a drug addict, or it was abuse in the home, or things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Like this is very serious stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, oftentimes I look at myself and see, you know, what happened in childhood, or where did it come from? You know what I mean? And to be honest, I think that a lot of things that I have experienced directly come from the negative core beliefs that I developed from childhood. You get what I'm saying? With my dad not being there, I feel like I developed this core belief that I wasn't worthy, because in my mind, you know, if I'm worthy, my dad should be there. You know what I'm saying? If I'm worthy, you know, my mom should give me affection. You know, things of that nature. And so you kind of come up with these stories or these narratives to survive. You know what I'm saying? And so today we kind of talked about a little bit of that, and I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it 100 with you guys, because that's what we doing it for, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't crying, but I definitely 100% was emotional, and I did not expect that. I did not expect for all of these emotions that I have been suppressing to come up to the surface so quickly, and to come up to the surface with such an energy. Like, it was like my tears was like, it was really a battle. It was a battle between like, no, we're not gonna cry, and my emotions are like, yes, we are. You know what I mean? Sorry for them outside. It was like, yeah, my emotions was like, yes, we are, and my conscious mind was like, no, we not. You know, and I was really struggling with that, you know. And it's not because I think that crying is a weakness. I think I fear the judgment associated with showing emotions, you know, especially growing up in a black, you know what I mean, environment, black family. Crying, at least in my family, I'll say, I feel that crying is not celebrated. Crying is not like, oh, look at Timothy crying. You know, let's figure out what's wrong with Timothy. It's like, what you crying for? Okay, keep it up. I'm gonna give you something to cry about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm already crying, baby. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think that belief from childhood that showing your emotions and crying, basically showing any emotion besides negative ones, are not celebrated. You know what I mean? Even the negative ones you show necessarily aren't celebrated, but they're not shunned either. You know what I mean? Yelling, being aggressive, over talking people, cussing, telling people to shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Like, that's not necessarily frowned upon. It's like, okay, you know what I'm saying? Somebody cuss somebody out, you actually probably on their damn side. Like, oh, what you cuss him out for? Oh, because he came in late. Girl, I would have cussed him out too. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, oh, okay, maybe we shouldn't have did that. And so, yeah, it was just like, I didn't expect the emotions that came with today's session to come up, you know, and I did, you know, shed a couple tears, you know what I'm saying? I did, but it was difficult to even do that. And so I'm really wondering, how am I gonna show up in this? You know, I think that I've wanted this for such a long time, and I still do want it. And it's like, now that it's here and I actually have to confront these things, and I actually have to talk about these things and how it makes me feel, it's like, sorry y'all, it's like, dang, you know, it's real, you know what I mean? And I do believe in therapy, and I do believe in healing and stuff like that, but you guys, healing is ugly. You know what I'm saying? Healing, let me say, it can be. Healing can be very ugly. It could be scary. It could be it can feel dangerous, because I'm so sorry, y'all. Maybe if I shut the door. Maybe let me shut the window. Hold on. That sound a little better. Healing can be dangerous, you know what I mean? Or it can feel dangerous, because essentially what you're doing is taking your identity and breaking it apart into all these smaller parts, and you're trying to dissect each little part and understand it. And then if it doesn't serve you, you essentially have to crush it and sweep the dust away and put the dust in the trash. But then you're kind of like, well, how am I going to replace that piece? And that's the thing with therapy. You begin to replace the pieces with facts and who you want to be and how you want to show up. And then that begins to create those little pieces, and those little pieces then begin to create the whole, which is your identity and how you identify. But that's not an easy thing. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, I would say not even sometimes, a lot of the times you have to shed the old ideas. And some of these ideas have been ingrained in us since we were younger. You know what I mean? Some of these ideas are cultural. Some of these ideas are religious. Some of these are political. You know what I mean? Some of these are taught from our families. You know what I mean? And when you start breaking it down, man, like, it's all funny good when you're, you know, like, oh, I done got over an ex and this, that, and the third. But what happens when you got to get over your daddy and your daddy is here? You know, what happens when you gotta, you know what I'm saying, heal from your grandma or your grandpa and they still very much in your life? How do you navigate that? And I think that's why it can be scary. You know, when you start unlearning stuff and then you got to go to these people and basically essentially hold them accountable. Everybody's not receiving. Everybody isn't going to be receiving or welcoming of the things that you have to say. Or, hey, you know, when you did this when I was younger, it hurt my feelings. Or you did, you know, when you said this, it hurt me. You know what I mean? Come on. A lot of people, you see how I just told you I was struggling and I was uncomfortable and I was with strangers. So imagine, you know what I mean, going and confronting people who've been in my life for almost 30 years. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you know, but hey, we in this thing, so I'm not gonna hold y'all, but that was definitely day one. This thing is daily, so we'll see. I'm scared, but I am looking forward to it, so we'll see. Before I go though, I do want to say, because I'm about to wrap this up, also guys, please do not forget to like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Click that bell, okay? But that's not what I was gonna tell y'all. Just make sure you get that done, okay? I want to give everybody I guess in a sense, a call to action. It's two sides. On one side, I specifically want to speak to the people who have experienced trauma, which is all of us. And I really want to say to you guys, do the best you can with not minimizing your own trauma. Trauma, pain, hurt, that is not a penis measuring contest, okay? This is not a, well, who got hurt the most, or who suffers the most, or who's had the most traumatic experiences. Let's validate those people. No. Your trauma is your trauma. I don't care if it was like, well, you know, this person got physically beat up and I got verbally beat up, so I should just be glad that at least it wasn't physical. No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. That is not true. That is a lie, okay? Just because you didn't get beat the hell up physically doesn't mean you didn't get beat the hell up verbally. It's all pain. It's all painful. There's no measuring stick to this to say you should be less hurt because it wasn't physical. Don't believe the lies. A lot of times it's the things that we tell ourselves, but then other times it's other people telling us this. And I just say, please, let's do our best not to believe it, because it is a distortion. It is not the truth, and it is false. The second half of the call of action is to the people who may contribute to that feeling. I would like those of us who do that to be mindful of the things that we're saying and the way our words can impact people when we are specifically talking about trauma. You should watch your words in general, but especially when you're talking about something as fragile as people's traumatic experiences, you know, saying stuff like I said earlier, where it's like, you know, well, you should just be grateful. Like, you know, okay, your mama yelled at you, but at least she yelled at you in the house. At least you had your own room. Some people ain't even got a house. Some people ain't got a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of. And it's like, let's stop. Stop. It doesn't matter. Okay? I should not feel less of my feelings because someone else had it worse than me. Just like I don't believe people should feel better about themselves because people have it worse than them. What kind of measurement is that? What are we doing? I don't think that's cool. I think that is a very, I don't know, just unhealthy way to look at pain and hurt. Like, well, it could have been worse, but in your mind it was worse. You get what I'm saying? Like, why do we use our pain and measure it against other people's and feel less or better? If you are being too dramatic about something, let that be your choice, not the choice that other people make for you and you carry it. Let's be mindful, because everybody is dealing with things, and I think we all can just afford to be careful about how we speak on other people's trauma, including our own. So that's my call to action. Okay. Thank you for coming to my therapy talk. I I love y'all. I appreciate y'all again. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Even if you just drop in the comments a heart, you know, something. I love y'all. Talk to me and I want to talk back. You know what I mean? Let's engage with each other. Okay? All right. I love y'all. Good night. I'm finna go to bed.